Hey guys, my name is RyanCentral and welcome to HitScan. In this video we're going over everything that the devs have said about Episode 4 Act 2. They go over pretty much everything to expect in there in regards to some of the new content, but they also talk about some things that you shouldn't expect, so let's start there. They did say that we're not getting a new agent nor a new map in the next act. They didn't really cite a reason, it was just more so I guess that they wanted to spend time focusing on some of the other areas, which kind of makes a lot of sense, but it's worth adding that that is going to be a thing, but they do focus on one of the other areas being agent changes. This is most likely going to be similar to what we saw at the start of episode 3 where every agent got balanced or changed in some capacity. I do imagine that we're still going to see some pretty beefy agent changes pretty soon, like maybe next week's patch we could get some stuff, but it looks like the content is going to be a lot of these bigger agent changes without a new agent. Speaking of which, it's worth highlighting and that's likely when we're going to see maybe the main stuff for the Yoru rework. We did hear from the devs that we might get it a little bit earlier, sometime in this act that we're currently in, but it wouldn't surprise me if they're holding out for all of the changes, some of which they've spoken about, some of which they said they'll highlight at a later date. It wouldn't surprise me if instead of a new agent they just revert Yoru, and that feels like a new agent because Yoru isn't really played as much anyway, so kind of fills that gap of something new and exciting to play. They also said that they want to balance and change existing maps. Now we have had changes recently to Bind and Breeze, but one map that people have been talking about a lot that they want to see a rework for is of course Icebox. Remember way back when Fracture came out that Volcano did say, to quote, that they wanted to focus on Icebox's verticality, the B site, which they did change a little bit with the indestructible wall bangable box that's on there, but they also said they wanted to look at mid. They didn't give an ETA, they said it's likely not to come anytime soon. And I'm not saying 100% verbatim that the Icebox rework changes that Volcano spoke about are going to be in Act 2, but that's where I'm looking to in potential to map changes. There's not going to be much on Breeze and Bind, for example, because we just had them, right? So I'm guessing that. I don't think there's other maps, maybe a bit more on Split, who knows? But Icebox, I think, is a map that we're all looking at to hopefully get a rework at the start of Act 2. Another area that they highlight is player behavior. They basically said that they want to focus on toxicity, AFKs, all that kind of stuff, and focus on increasing our systems, which can only be a good thing. They also said that they want to focus on the ranked experience. This is very different to the clash system that they've spoke about before. That sounds like it's not coming as part of Act 2. That's probably a long way away if I was to guess, or at least not anytime soon. But it seems that they are really going to focus on the ranked experience and making that better, which makes sense because we didn't have much to start off this episode with, which is something that we've had in the past, just big sweeping ranked changes to how the system works. Maybe we get something that improves quality of life, I suppose, in ranked, which again can never be a bad thing. One of the other big areas that they spoke about was also communication. They want to be more talkative, update people like the Yoru rework and also the player stuff that they were speaking about. Arcane mentioned it as well when it came to last year, not much communication, not many balance changes either, so keeping up to date with people is something that not only they're going to do for Act 2, but something that they're continuously working on at the moment, which again is great, it's not a bad thing. But what stuff is staying the same? First of all, we are going to probably get new skins like we usually do at the start of an act. That's usually when we see a pretty big flagship, like we've saw the Z skins in the past. We obviously got the protocol ones recently with the addition of Neon. So I'd imagine that we're still going to get a pretty premium skin set within the start of that act. And of course, normal skin cadence throughout. It doesn't seem that that's changing when it comes to how often we get these premium skins. And speaking of which, the battle pass is also going to be there. And not only that, it's going to be a community focused battle pass, so I'm interested to see what the community come up to when it comes to memes and stuff, but basically the skins, the cadence of that and the battle pass is looking to be exactly the same as it has been in the past. But if you're still disappointed that there's no new content as such, you can look forward to Act 3, which is going to have a new agent. They specifically said that no new map. I don't think we really need a new map anytime soon. I'm quite happy with the 7 that we have. And if anything, I would like to see new acts dedicated to reworking maps like they did with Yoru. Maybe they could take a pass at Icebox. Maybe that's what they have in mind instead. So Yoru's effectively a new agent. Icebox could, I'm saying could, I'm not promising anything. It's not been confirmed by the devs, but saying that Icebox could have a bit of a change up, could do with the lore and stuff, for example. Really, the sky's the limit for Riot when it comes to these kind of areas. But personally, I'm very happy on all of this, mostly just because I feel a bit fatigued with all of the agents that we've had in. Every 2 months is pretty, you know, a lot of work to be dealing with, certainly with the esports scene and the teams that are trying to keep up with the meta. I would much rather see an act throughout a year, just one act where they just focus on making the agents better, making the maps better, not focusing on putting out new content as such. Once a year, I think that's fine, and I'm really excited to see what the new agent could be in the future, and also a new map sometime along in the year with any luck. But let me know what you think, if you're disappointed or not. Thanks for watching this video. I am in Yorkshire at the moment. I'll talk about why soon, but until next time, take care. We'll see you then. Bye bye.